What's up, everybody? It's Stephen Williams with the CreditRepairShop.com. You see, I'm not in my suit or anything today. It's the day before Thanksgiving, and we had everyone come in to work a half day, and what all they got to do is just clean up around their desk. I'm going to clean up around my desk, my office, get stuff out of here that probably been sitting on the desk a lot longer than it should have been, and then get ready for the upcoming new year. I want to talk about some quick things. This video is going to be about repo, what to do when you have collections from a repossession that you maybe have on your credit reports. I'm going to get into that, but at the beginning, I want to give you some knowledge about vibrations, and what I mean by that is I had a client that signed up with us this week, and he had talked about that he felt a connection with me watching me on the video. He even told me that the exact video was the one that I did when I was shoveling the snow, and then he had just said that it just seemed like we made a connection, and it was just him watching that video. And what I believe that really, if you break that down, and this is something that I've been studying for a long time, and I'm learning even more and more about it, is more about vibrations. It's like people will we all vibrate at different levels, and it could be money, it could be relationships, health, all of that. We all vibrate at different levels, and when you connect with someone, especially if you haven't even seen them, it's that vibration level. It means that you are at the same vibration level, the understanding, you understand and they understand, and it's at the same level. And when I try to teach people that work for me, and people that I come into contact with, is that what I'm learning is that there's these levels of vibrations that our bodies are at. There's always a level that's blank, and that's where, when I just try to describe things that people can do to help themselves, and they still don't do it, it's because they're not vibrating at that level. And we've all done things that we didn't think that we could ever do before, and once we accomplish them, we look back and we say, man, I didn't think that I'd be able to do that. It could be anything, but when you did it, you can look back and see how you did it. But when you were doing it, you not necessarily knew each move was going to be successful. You just knew that you had to keep moving forward. And what I find with people, especially right now, and I believe it's because so much is available to everybody, is that when it comes to understanding that you don't have to know everything to accomplish things, uh, but people are so afraid. They're so into themselves. They're so afraid of putting themselves out there and people laughing at them or making a mistake or failing, that they don't even get moving, doing anything. I run into this a lot with people when we're trying to repair their credit. It's like your level, the vibration that you're giving out, the negative vibrations that you're giving out, will actually make your results not come to where you want them to be. And you might be thinking, well, if you're doing the work, why wouldn't it be able to get to where the result? Why wouldn't the result be the same? And it's because, and I don't care, you may not believe in this, but if you put out negative, no matter what, whoever you're around, if you put out negative, even the people that try to help you, when they try to help you, it just, most of the time, it's going to be a negative outcome, and that's because you manifested negative thoughts. I've seen it where, with one credit report with one person, the credit, there, two people, they got the same issues almost, collections and job, like almost equal. They're just two different people, but everything on their reports that they're going through is just about the same. Scores are just about the same. We do the work on customer A and then customer B to say we go after it the same way. Customer A gets a better result. Customer B gets no results or very little results. And I really truly believe that part of that is the negativeness. And what really brought that to home to me years ago was there was a lady, and I remember it uh, like it was yesterday. She needed to get a negative item off of her report, and it was because her daughter could not get re-upped for a student loan. She had co-signed for, but they said you can't have that on your report if you're going to get it. And I was so confident about that. But I remember when she had came into the office, she had said nothing ever works out for her. And she wasn't talking about just with credit. She was talking about her whole life. She was talking about her husband leaving her. She was talking about her kids acting up. She was talking about her job. She was so negative, and I was picking up on it. And then we started on her work. I mean, this was just one issue that had to be taken off. But we've done this for thousands of customers. But with her, it was hell with that because she was always negative, always negative. I mean, if you could just write negative over and over and over, she put out there into the universe that she, no matter what we did, no matter what she did, she manifested a negative result to come to her. And I remember that just it was just like, why do we have that problem with her when we've been able to accomplish this for thousands of other people? And I've seen it time and time again when I review files that we are having trouble with, and I look at the notes that my staff put on there. 99.9% of them is negative. These are negative people. And so what we've tried to do with my company is that when we hear someone is being negative, we do not allow them to work with our company. I've had people that have wanted to pay the money and we turn them down, and then they put a negative review about our company and they're not even a customer. And it was solely because we didn't allow them to sign up because we don't want to deal with negative people. Why would I waste my time when I invested and started my companies to deal, and I wanted financial freedom. I wanted freedom to do the things that I wanted to do for me and my family. And then why would I deal with people that are negative? Why would I even work with them when there's millions of other people? And you should think about that in your own life. If you are negative right now, you need to start to change that negative thought in your mind and think positive. And don't worry about if you're my age, they always talk about Murphy's Law. That's where no matter what, something is gonna bad is gonna happen. Stop thinking that way. I used to think that way in the past too. Don't think that way. If it's good today, it could be good tomorrow, it could be good forever. And if something bad happens, then it just happens. It just happens. And then you move on and you start thinking positive again. All right, so now let's move into repossessions because people, cars are being repossessed. I just uh, did a video earlier in the week about debt that's being released, and there was millions of dollars worth of repossession debt that was being released into the market. And this is what they're going to do to come after you for collection on that repo. The first thing that they're going to do is they're going to repo the car, they're going to take it to auction, and they're going to sell it. When they sell it, they're going to get whatever the difference is, they're going to try to come after you for that money. Step number one is you need to get that bill of sale and make sure that they didn't sell the car for more than what you owed. Make sure they sold the car for what for get the amount so you can know that the amount that they're coming after you for is truly what you owe. They have been cases. It's very short, very small, but there have been cases where people they sold a car for more or for what was owed on the loan. Next thing is you want to get the original creditor or the collector. You want to validate that debt uh, and get the contract that you had when you bought the vehicle, because there could have been riders on insurances that would have paid the loan off if you didn't make the payments. There could have been any type of repayment or some type of insurance. You just need to look for it. They use different names on it, and people are unaware of this. And now that's something that doesn't happen all the time, but it's happened with people that we've worked with, and uh, and sometimes people don't even remember uh, accepting that insurance. And this happens with a lot of the high interest car loans, the bad credit car loans. Think about it. Why would they be in that market to do that when some of the lenders make them charge back a certain portion of the money when they make these auto loans that are bad credit loans? So they're going to come up with an insurance in the middle that will pay some of that or take care of what they're going to lose in that transaction. So you want to make sure that you didn't sign for that either on accident or on purpose, because that could pay off the balance of the vehicle. And then, so when you review your original contract, you're going to want that. Now, next step is whoever gets it, if it's going to be a collector that owns it, you're going to want to make sure that the statute of limitations haven't ran out for your area. If a collector owns it, you want to get the contract with them to see the paper trail of them purchasing the debt from the original auto loan company. Then you want to make sure that they followed all the steps and the guidelines with that. Uh, if they have purchased, then they are the ones that need to get you that original contract to make sure that there's nothing that's insurances that would pay off the car. Once you do that full validation and everything checks out, either with the original creditor, if they just have a collection agency that's going out there to collect it, or the collection agency that purchased the debt and they're going after you, once you've fulfilled that obligation, and they fulfill that obligation by validating everything across the board, then you move into a settlement phase. And with that settlement phase, what you're going to want to do is just, if you have a lump sum settlement on the repo collection, or if you want to set up a payment arrangement. And trust me and listen to me when I say this, you do not want to put yourself in a situation where they garnish your wages. You'd rather make some type of agreement and save them from putting it on your credit if they haven't already done that. Save the time and headache of settling with them and having that information on your credit reports. You want to do that. And if you start to talk to them before they put it on your report, and they send that paperwork, and you know that the repossession collection is yours, what you do is you go ahead and open up and start telling them you're not denying this. You just want to make sure that everything checks off to make sure that you have to pay it, that's not past statute of limitations, that you didn't have insurance on there when you bought the car that would protect the lender against the loan going bad. That these are just things that you want to check. They know that these are out there, so you know they're going to be focused on collecting it. But if you're just letting them know what you're doing, that we're going to do this step by step, and if it gets to that, we're going to work out some type of settlement on there. So again, want to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving, and enjoy spending time with your family. Don't spend money that you don't have on Black Friday. And if you ever need help, reach out to us. The website, thecreditrepairshop.com, and we'd be happy to give you information or to help you out, or if you want to become a client. Thanks a lot. Bye.